One of my goals for 2026 is to have at least 10% of my artwork exhibited um, in museums, galleries, art centers, cafe, other places, restaurants, hotels. 2026, Art by Tinush has taken off to different degrees. I'm proud of me. I'm proud for the work I've done for me to have created over 320 physical artwork that I currently have in my possession. We're not talking about those that are already dispersed in this universe. I had lost a digital collection of 300 artworks, and I figured out a way for me to make 300 physical artwork from the PTSD experience I had. It is something, definitely. Mm, honestly, I'll be raw in this journey for Art by Tinosh. Currently, we're January 31st, 2026, 6:26 p.m. 1 month already went by in the year, and there's so much growth, so many things that can be done. Introspection that was done, understanding who I am to the core, leaving the noise, leaving what's not for me aside, working on what's supposed to work, or working on what is going to get me to advance. Taking the time to slow down. Slow down as an artist, slow down as an individual living in the society. Slow down to understand. Sitting down with myself to understand me to the core. Not just as an individual, but as an artist. Me having to go 2 or 3 months ago, count my artworks to discover that I have in my possession over 320 artworks. Really did something in my head. It clicked. Look, you know, uh, click something in my head. Girl, you're sitting on this many artworks. Come on, it's money. Money for me to build a community. Money for me to create more artwork. Money for me to create more impact. Money for me to get my life better. Get my life together. We all are looking to get our lives together. We love it when we're not stressed. We love it when we're not thinking about many things other than what matters, which is creating, creating memories with the people we love. So, creating with our gifts, any talents, any gifts that we have, creating with that, creating with the people that we love. Either it's creating things or creating memories, learning from our mistakes, not being overly stressed about our mistake to the point that we feel the pain in our body. Being able to pay all of your bills without stressing. To the core, that's the reality. That's where I'm at. That's my truth. Starting from today, I decided to live in my truth when it comes for Art by Tinush. I am who I am, and I'm a forever evolving individual. I'm growing every day from mistakes, from things I did well. Every action caused has a reaction. Understanding the laws of the universe in order for me to include it in my artwork. If you pay attention, you'll see that there's a lot of human body. I love to draw the human body. I mean, it's one of the easiest things for me to draw. Besides eyes, you know? Eyes. Eyes, the window of the soul. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Who, whoever is looking at my artwork or any kind of artwork and finds connection and meaning in it, that person tapped into the artist's energy, or that person tapped in the emotion that was translated onto the paper, onto the canvas. So yeah, I've decided to live in my truth. My name is Christina. My artist name is Art by Tinosh. I'm 26-year-old right now, as January 31st, 2026. I always have the age of the year. I'm passionate about what I do. I love to share my gift with others, and I love to help them discover their gifts. I think that's my gift, that's my talent. I hosted a few art, like a seat and paint, downtown Montreal last year, Q4, and I can tell you, it did something to me. Being able to be in a space that I created, that I put together at the beginning with joint effort. And then I was alone in my project. We're never alone. And that's the spiritual part of me that I love to pour onto my artworks. We're never alone. I might be alone in this room, in the house, but we're never alone. Knowing there's the visible and the invisible world, we're never alone. Life is good. But so are the actions that we take towards our gifts. You know, one thing that made me never give up art ever was that Bible scripture. I don't know exactly where it is in the Bible. I don't know where it is in the Bible, but there's this scripture about how God gave talents to three people. One had one, the other one had two, and the third one had five. The one that had five doubled it, it had 10. The one that had two doubled it, it had four. The one that had one buried it out of scarcity. Do you want to be scared? Do you want to sit down on your potential? Because I'm scared. I'm scared of sitting down on my potential and it never pouring out. That's why I've been putting myself out there. If you do not love yourself first, or if you do not put the effort in yourself first, or if you do not believe in yourself first, others will not first. Some will say they will, but how will they properly do so if you don't know or if you don't do? Therefore, that's my take. Yes, it's the parable of the talent in Matthew 25, verse 14 to 30th. Sometimes we think that having talents is a lot of things. So I've encountered people that told me, I don't have talents, but you have money though. What can you do with your money? You know? How can you multiply? I think there's another scripture about multiplication. But with my Asian roots, growing up in Haiti and knowing about Asian spirituality, the Nigerian roots that I have, West African roots that I have, I cannot ignore other realms of spirituality that are running in parallel with Christianism. And I do include that in my art. Sometimes I'm driven or I do things just like that, just because. And it is only a few months, a few years later that I find meaning in them. It's like predicting, manifesting, but in other ways. Also, art for me is an escape. An escape when everything goes bad, an escape when everything is well, an escape when I want to find peace, an escape when I want to pour my emotion onto something other than paper. Also, one thing that made me lean more into creating more artwork is little anecdote. Maybe I should go to the therapist with this. I still need to heal. Um, One reason why I didn't go back to journaling again is because I had my mom's sister's husband, my uncle in law. At 14 or 15-year old, that day I decided to not go out with my journal. It was summertime. I'm visiting their house. Summertime, I'm visiting their house. That day I decided to go out with a different backpack that was too small for my journal. Only to find out months when I'm back in Haiti, starting school, my birthday passed. My birthday is November. I'm a Scorpio. Birthday passed about a week into the passing after my birthday. My mom receives a call from my aunt having an altercation with Her uncle. What? My uncle? My, my uncle-in-law. I never called him uncle. I did tell him in his face that he will never be an uncle to me. Because, as a kid, when some grown ups are doing some messed up stuff. Or you sense the energy. Anyhow, um, energetically, we never matched. But why are you in my personal things? Because I left my journal at the bottom of my luggage. At the time, how I started my journal is I have a page for myself where I describe how I see myself and how I see everybody in my family, so all the characters can make sense when I'm actually journaling. You get me? There was a special page for him. He didn't like what was said on said page. He could have taken a picture. He could have been mad about it and be silent about it. No. He had ripped that page off of my journal. And since that's one of my least relevant character in my daily journaling, of course I didn't know that page was gone. I didn't know the page was gone until that said call. What is in my journal is personal to me. How I see you is based on the image that you have presented in front of me and how you've been treating me. One thing I have been taught is life is made out of choices. Life is the C between B and D. Life is the choices between birth and death. I make the choice to make more artwork. I made the choice to explore my creative side, not just beauty. Beauty is creation, beauty is artistic. That's why I'm also a makeup artist. Check out by Tinush if you would like to learn more about my makeup endeavors. But life is a choice. And that day he made the choice to rip out that page off of my journal, keep it as a weapon in an argument for his wife. Also, ladies, spot things like this from your partner. Come on. That's unacceptable. Anyways, how you go into a kid's belonging to go into my journal and you find something about you. And that said, uncle-in-law never gave me money ever. But I did find it weird that at the last day that I was leaving from Montreal to go back to Haiti, he gave me $20. So I knew something was wrong. He had paid me forward for that page that he ripped. But you cannot buy damages, or you cannot buy reparation from privacy that was breached. Some people don't have a sense of self. And I think it's who I am to the core and what I can see and what I can feel and what I can intuitively tell that drives me to create the kind of art that I create. Bold colors. But I also, since growing up, had the exercise to know what each color is supposed to mean. So, to the core in the back of my head, I know what each color is supposed to mean or associate by or associate to in terms of positive or negative energy field. Everything is energy, everything vibrates. You are who you are because of the vibration that you created. Because you made the choice to vibrate at this frequency. And I make the choice to vibrate at the frequency of abundance. Abundance in everything in my life, artistically, and I welcome you in this journey that I'm sharing with you. As I have over 320 something artwork, I would like to have about at least 10% of these artworks in museum on top of the touring that I'll do with specific pieces from Body and Soul. If you're curious what is Body and Soul, stay tuned. All right. Subscribe. Like this video if you like it. There's way much more to be said, but in a more structured video. This is more like an intro, more like a relax, more like a vibe in my atelier. You can hear the laundrell in the back. Oh my god, I hope I will not have copyright infringement for this. Bye, guys.